I'm gonna repeat to you your own thoughts for a second. Cold outreach doesn't work. My niche is saturated. YouTube is just wrong. Like, this business model is not for me. Drop shipping, SMMA agencies, AI automation agencies. In 2025, YouTube, cold outreach, IG outreach, LinkedIn outreach, cold emails just stopped working. No, man, like YouTube is just better than cold outreach, or cold outreach is just better than YouTube. Now, in this year, man, I'm gonna stop doing cold outreach because it just doesn't work. Now, if any of these thoughts have ever occurred in your life or in the time where you were trying to, build a successful business, then I must say that you don't exactly understand something. Because these thoughts are a symptom of something much deeper that no one has ever taught to you in the online space. And I'm going to reveal this for you today because I know for a fact, after you understanding this one principle, these symptoms forever gonna be eliminated from your life. And you can finally reach the goal that you have put out to yourself half a year ago. And you thought that you're going to reach it in half a year. That is 10K, 20, 30, 40, 50K a month. Doesn't matter exactly what's that. What is this exactly? Now, let me talk to you about this simple metaphor that is you and your business. And in your business, you want to reach a specific amount of money. This is the last step. This is the goal. You want to make XYZ amounts of money. Now, before actually you could do that, there are prerequisite conditions that must be met until that could happen. And if you don't understand those, you're never going to achieve that. That's why I said at the start of this video, we're going to go deep here. So before you could actually make your 10K per month, what is the step or the condition that must be met before that? Well, there's going to be starting the right cause and effect relationships. Because business is very simple. You put causes to effect, meaning that you take simple actions that on the long term is going to get you the right results back. Meaning that right now, if every single day I post a YouTube video, down the line, 6 months later, I'm going to be much better at creating YouTube content and I'm already going to have a lot of authority in the online space. So I'm going to make more money. So that's exactly how I'm putting causes to effect right now, which on the long term are going to make me 20, 30, 40, 50K a month, or exactly how much we don't exactly know. Now that's the second step. Like before you could actually make 10K a month, you must put the right causes to effect. But there is something before that. And what that is your mind has to allow you to put the right causes to effect. And this is the example I started off the video with. Like cold outreach doesn't work. My offer is just not working. Like the niche doesn't work. There is a problem with my niche and blah blah blah. This is the same problem. You fundamentally understand that if you take the action, meaning you do cold outreach, you post YouTube videos, you search for leads, whatever it is exactly, you're going to reach the goal. Meaning you're going to make 10, 20, 30, 40, 50K a month. You fundamentally understand that because you have seen other people do it online or you have done it once and you know it's going to work. But the question becomes, why does it just don't work for you? Because your mind doesn't want to allow you to do it. Meaning when you sit down to do the cold outreach, you think this doesn't work, this is not going to work, I'm never going to get a client from this. And you just almost go mad every single time when you're trying to do something which will or should get you to the specific desired outcome where you want to get to. That's why before you could take any kind of step, meaning take any kind of action that will cause the effect, the 10K per month, your mind has to allow you to do it. The question becomes like, why does your mind doesn't want to allow you to get to your desired outcome? Because if you fundamentally understand that your mind has to allow you to put the right cause to effect, then your body will take the action. Then you're going to get there. So why doesn't your mind want to allow your body to take the action? And this is when we come to the step number 0, which is the most crucial, and that's your unconscious. Your unconscious must allow your brain to operate. Now, what does that mean? In the similar fashion as I already talked about, like cold outreach doesn't work. Like, why is that? Right there, your unconscious tries to sabotage you from reaching your goal because it doesn't allow your brain to start the right cause and effect relationships to make the specific amount down the line. So, with that said, how does this actually unconscious work and what is this? This is a very deep topic and I'm not the master of it. I'm not calling myself as, a psychologist or anything like that. But what I do know about your unconscious and about my unconscious is my favorite quote from my psychologist who I learned from. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you will call it fate. And as you have seen, there's a direct relationship between your unconscious and the money you make. Meaning that in your unconscious, thing that you don't even know about decide whether you are going to reach your goal or not. So that's why I want to ask this very simple question from you guys. Right now, knowing this, would you want to go and take a look at another YouTube video about the best cold outreach technique, or you want to take the time to understand what is happening in your mind that doesn't allow you to reach your goal? Because this was the biggest leverage I could make in my business. And this is what I want you guys to understand. If you don't spend time understanding yourself, your mind, your unconscious, not just specifically to you, like how your works, but understanding on a general perspective how the unconscious, subconscious works on a psychology level, then how do you want to reach your goals? There are things in your mind which you can't control, which you don't even understand, that are forcing you to stay in the same place where you are. And until you don't acknowledge them and try to change them, meaning spend time understanding your mind and spend time changing how your unconscious work, you're never going to reach your goals. And with that said, I could talk to you about a lot of different things about the unconscious. But my goal today with this exact video was for you to guys to realize that it was never about cold outreach or your offer or your niche or whatever. It was always about your unconscious that you didn't even recognize, leading for you to suffer more than you should have. Because now, if you would have known about this, how your unconscious work, you could have been in your desired outcome, in your desired situation for a long time now. I want to end this video with this very simple explanation that I like to use for a lot of time is that how you do one thing is how you do everything. Meaning that if in your business there are things that doesn't really want to work, let's say an offer, a niche, cold outreach, or whatever it is, that is due to some kind of problem in your psyche, meaning that until you don't solve what's up in here, your business problems are never going to be solved because these problems in your high mind is going to be manifested into reality as business problems. Because how you do one thing, meaning what's in your mind, how that one thing is, will manifest into every single part of your life. I can even give you another example because I've seen this with other people in my life. For an example, I've seen that my mother never finishes her coffee. And also, she a lot of times never finishes with me a conversation because she has to run somewhere, she has some things to do, this or that. There are some, for some kind of reason that doesn't allows her to finish things. And I was thinking about that, like, what could that mean? And I'm 100% certain that that means that in her mind, there is some kind of either psychological pain or some kind of psychological trauma that she has never ever tried to solve or went to the end of it. Maybe she knows about it, maybe she doesn't. But there is something in her mind which just doesn't want to allow her to finally solve this problem. Now, with that said, I know for a fact if you watched this video and you understood what I meant with these unconscious and how it directly affects how much money you make, you're going to be able to change your life in a positive direction. See you in the next one.